the parts of society Bitcoin will quietly delete. What if I told you that a silent revolution is already underway? A revolution so subtle yet so powerful that it's reshaping the deepest rituals of humanity. Weddings, inheritance, tithes, rituals, memory. All because we no longer need physical tokens of trust, because money itself has changed. Stay with me. You're about to see the future nobody's talking about. Since time immemorial, humans have woven stories around money. Coins, notes, gold, silver, physical tokens that tied value to touch, to trust, to locality. But what happens when value becomes borderless, incorruptible, anonymous? This isn't just about finance. It's about culture, ritual, and the hidden fabric of civilization. Everything from the way we marry, bury, remember, and hand down could quietly vanish or transform. Because Bitcoin, and other trustless digital money, is erasing the need for intermediaries. The middlemen, the priests, the escrow, the state, all fading into code, and with them, the rituals built around them. Imagine a wedding, traditionally filled with rings, dowries, gifts, symbolic coins. You give your bride a ring. You settle your bride price. You pay a priest or a registrar, exchanging physical tokens that say, we bind ourselves. But in a Bitcoin world, what happens when trust needs no witness? You don't need a priest to hold your funds in escrow. You don't need a state to certify your union. You write a smart contract. You send a sats. At the moment of I do, funds are released. No corruption. No lost paperwork. No disputes over who holds what. The symbolic ring might remain, but its function could fade. When the act of union is encoded on-chain and binding, rituals shift from physical exchange to cryptographic proof. Marriages across borders become trivial. No nation needs to sanction them. Your union lives in code, immutable and eternal. Inheritance, a billion-dollar industry built on confusion. Wills contested, executors bribed, fraud and bureaucracy. Generations of grief and legal fees, all because physical assets must be probated. Paper trails, judges, lawyers. But what if your wealth was entirely on-chain, beyond manipulation? Imagine a dead man's switch smart contract. When you die, funds are released to your heirs automatically. No court, no probate, no loopholes. You could encode trust into your wallet, encode your will in code itself. And the code never lies. It executes exactly as written. No more contested wills. No more delays. Your children, your spouse, your beneficiaries don't need to fight for what's theirs. Inheritance becomes mechanical, transparent, incorruptible. Death no longer pauses value. Trust no longer requires a notary, only mathematics. Now think of tithes, donations, offerings. For centuries, humans gave coins and gifts to temples, churches, causes. These acts carried meaning, sacrifice, trust, and community. But in a Bitcoin world, where every donation is visible, immutable, transparent, what happens to faith when nothing can be hidden? No more mystery collection plates. Every Satoshi is traceable. Religious institutions can no longer conceal where funds go. On-chain transparency forces accountability. Some may resist, some may disappear into the shadows, but others will adapt, embracing code as a new covenant. On-chain tithes could become sacred in themselves. Smart contracts distribute funds directly to the needy without human bias. Donors can choose exactly where their sats flow and see it in real time. The ritual of giving transforms, from blind faith to verifiable compassion. Birthdays, coming-of-age ceremonies, festivals. In many cultures, money is gifted. Red envelopes, dowries, ceremonial tokens. These gestures mark status and connection. But what happens when value becomes pure data? when your blessings arrive as sats instead of cash or coin. A child's gift could be a time-locked wallet that matures when they reach adulthood. Your 21st birthday gift might be Bitcoin that's been compounding quietly since birth. Communities could give blessings through smart contracts, embedding love and intention into cryptographic code. Even traditional alliances may transform. Marriage bonds might include digital trust vaults. Communities could build group wallets that release funds on shared milestones. The envelope may fade, but the meaning remains, expressed not through paper, but through protocol. Humanity has always remembered value by holding tokens, coins, ledgers, vaults. Museums display these artifacts, linking history to touch. But when money becomes entirely digital, what happens to collective memory? How do we remember value when there's nothing left to hold? Future generations might look at old coins the way we look at fossils. They'll see paper currency as an ancient myth. The museums of money will evolve into data archives, hardware wallets, and block explorers, libraries of encrypted history. Value will no longer cling to metal, ink, or paper. It will live as pure energy, data floating in a global ether. The story of wealth will move from gold to code. Our memories will shift from objects to protocols, from tokens to transactions. We'll remember Genesis blocks instead of mint dates. We'll honour early miners instead of monarchs. Our collective memory will be written not in stone or ink, but in hash and timestamp. Eternal, verifiable, incorruptible. The blockchain becomes humanity's new museum. But this transformation won't happen overnight. Rituals resist change. People cling to the tangible. Temples still demand offerings. Families still want paper wills. Societies still crave the comfort of touch. Yet, with each generation born into Bitcoin, the old world fades a little more. Every time someone says, "I do," through a smart contract, every time a family inheritance releases itself without lawyers, every time a donation is tracked transparently on-chain, the old rituals lose power. The myth of trust through authority quietly dissolves into math. What's lost? The mystery of the offering plate, the power of intermediaries, the weight of gold in the hand, the smell of fresh banknotes. But what's preserved? The meaning, the sentiment, the human urge to mark transitions, to create memory, to build continuity. We don't lose weddings, we recode them. We don't lose inheritance, we automate it. We don't lose giving, we audit it. We don't lose memory, we digitize it. Humanity evolves, and Bitcoin becomes the invisible stage upon which old rituals are rewritten. Let me tell you something no one else will. In a small mountain village, they cherished a silver coin called the Unity coin. It passed from bride to groom, from parent to child, symbolizing lineage and loyalty. It was more than metal. It was memory. One young woman, her name was Mira, questioned it. She was a Bitcoin adopter and she saw a new way. "Why a coin?" she asked, "when we can encode our legacy forever?" She convinced her village to record marriages, births, and deaths directly on Bitcoin. The silver coin was retired. Each new life event was inscribed to a family wallet. The Unity coin became digital, a lineage written in code. At her wedding, Mira didn't exchange metal. She signed a transaction. Her partner did too. Their vows, forever on chain. When her parents passed, their keys released funds to the next generation. No disputes, no decay. Memory no longer lay buried in tombs. It lived, encrypted and eternal. The village told a story. The last coin was a relic. The first block was eternal. So I ask you, what parts of your culture will survive this shift? Which rituals will fade, and which will be reborn in code? Will you still value a ring or a key? Will temples adapt or crumble under transparency? Will heirs fight over code or accept its logic? We stand at the dawn of a new anthropology, a civilization built not on borders or paper, but on math and memory. One layer of code atop thousands of years of ritual. The blockchain as scripture, the ledger as legacy. You are living inside the rewrite. This is not just a tech story. It's a story of us, of culture, of memory, of the invisible code that will outlast all flesh. Bitcoin doesn't just change money. It quietly erases humanity's oldest rituals and offers new ones in return. If you want more hidden truths, subscribe, stay tuned, because the future is whispering, and you don't want to miss what's coming next.